You know, it's funny how life works. You spend decades doing certain things, things that feel completely normal, completely safe. You might take a common pill for a headache, hop out of bed quickly in the morning, enjoy your favorite meal, or just drive your car like you always have. These are just part of the rhythm of life. Right. But then, almost without you realizing it, you cross a certain threshold, maybe somewhere around your mid-60s. And suddenly, the rules start to subtly change. Things you never gave a second thought to can start carrying a surprising amount of risk. It's not about suddenly becoming fragile. It's about understanding these shifts so we can navigate them wisely. It can be a bit unsettling to think about. But facing this reality is the first step to staying safe and independent. In this video, we're going to look at 5 common things that many of us do without thinking that can actually become surprisingly dangerous after you turn 65. Stay with me until the end, because there's something I'll share that might genuinely surprise you about how much control you actually have. Let's start with something incredibly common, something almost everyone reaches for. At some point, those bottles and boxes of medicine you can pick up right off the shelf at the pharmacy or grocery store. We're talking about things like pain relievers for aches and pains, cold and flu remedies when you're sniffly, or maybe something to help with heartburn or sleep. For years, decades even, you might have taken these without a second thought. A couple of ibuprofen for a sore knee after gardening, a decongestant when your nose is stuffed up, maybe an antihistamine to help you sleep through the night. They seem harmless enough. Right, after all, you don't need a prescription. But here's where things can change after 65. As we get older, our bodies process medications differently. Our kidneys and liver, which help filter drugs out of our system, might not work quite as efficiently as they used to. This means that medications can stay in your body longer, potentially building up and causing stronger side effects than you experienced when you were younger. And it's not just about how your body processes them. Think about the other medications you might be taking now. Maybe something for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, or arthritis. When you mix even seemingly innocent over-the-counter drugs with your prescription medications, you can create a dangerous cocktail. For example, those common pain relievers like ibuprofen or naproxen, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs or NSAIDs, can interact with blood pressure medications or blood thinners. They can also be tough on your kidneys, especially if you're already managing conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes. A simple cold remedy with a decongestant can raise your blood pressure or heart rate, which is risky if you have heart problems. Some nighttime pain relievers or sleep aids contain antihistamines that can cause drowsiness, confusion, or dizziness, increasing your risk of falling. And combining multiple products that contain the same active ingredient, like acetaminophen found in many pain relievers and cold medicines, can lead to accidentally taking too much, which can cause serious liver damage. It's a painful reality that something you've always relied on can suddenly pose a risk you weren't aware of. The key here isn't to suffer through aches or colds, but to be much more mindful before you grab that familiar box. Especially if you're taking any prescription medications. It's really wise to have a quick chat with your doctor or pharmacist. They can tell you if it's safe with your current medications or suggest safer alternatives. Reading the labels carefully, paying attention to dosage instructions, and being aware of potential side effects becomes absolutely crucial. What was once a casual decision now requires a moment of caution and informed choice. It's about respecting the changes in your body and being proactive about your health. Now, let's talk about another seemingly innocent action: simply standing up. You've done it thousands, probably millions, of times in your life without a second thought. Getting out of bed in the morning, standing up from a chair, rising from the dinner table. It's as automatic as breathing. But after 65, this simple movement can sometimes lead to a sudden dizzy spell, a moment of lightheadedness, or even a complete loss of balance that can result in a dangerous fall. This often happens because of something called orthostatic hypotension, or postural hypotension, essentially. It's a sudden drop in blood pressure when you change position, particularly when going from sitting or lying down to standing. When you stand up quickly, gravity pulls blood down into your legs and abdomen. Normally, your body has quick reflexes that constrict blood vessels and increase your heart rate to keep blood flowing up to your brain, preventing dizziness. However, as we age, these reflexes can slow down. Blood vessels might not respond as quickly, and conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or even just dehydration can affect your body's ability to regulate blood flow effectively. Certain medications, like those for blood pressure, heart conditions, or even some antidepressants, can also contribute to this issue. Imagine sitting comfortably, then deciding to stand up quickly to answer the door or grab something from the kitchen. As you rise, blood rushes down. Your body is slow to compensate, and suddenly you feel a wave of dizziness. The room might spin, and you might lose your balance. Falling after 65 is a major concern. It can lead to serious injuries like hip fractures, head injuries, and other broken bones, which can significantly impact your independence and quality of life. The painful reality is that a simple transition can become a moment of vulnerability. The secret to managing this isn't complicated, but it requires awareness and a slight adjustment to your routine. Instead of springing up, try to make a more gradual transition. If you've been sitting for a while, maybe wiggle your toes and move your ankles for a few seconds before standing. If you're getting out of bed, sit on the edge for a minute or two before getting on your feet. This gives your body's systems a little extra time to adjust your blood pressure. If you experience dizziness frequently, it's definitely something to mention to your doctor, as it could be related to medication or an underlying condition. Ensuring you're well hydrated can also help, as dehydration can worsen these blood pressure drops. Using aids like grab bars in the bathroom or keeping pathways clear in your home can provide extra security in case you do feel unsteady. It's a small change in how you move, but it can make a world of difference in preventing falls and staying safe. Now, moving on, let's talk about something we all enjoy: food. Our relationship with food is lifelong, providing nourishment, comfort, and social connection. We've developed habits, favorite meals, and go-to snacks over the years. What could possibly be dangerous about something so fundamental and enjoyable? Well, similar to medications, our bodies process food differently as we age. Digestive systems can become more sensitive. Nutrient absorption might change. And importantly, certain foods can interact negatively with the medications you might be taking. This interaction between food and medication is one of those subtle dangers that can catch you completely off guard. For example, if you're taking a statin medication to lower cholesterol, something as seemingly healthy as grapefruit or grapefruit juice can interfere with how your body metabolizes the drug, potentially increasing the level of the statin in your bloodstream and raising the risk of side effects. If you're on a blood thinner like warfarin, foods high in vitamin K, such as kale, spinach, broccoli, and other leafy greens, can affect how the medication works, making your blood less likely to clot. This doesn't mean you should avoid these healthy foods entirely, but you need to be consistent in your intake and potentially have your medication dose adjusted accordingly. It's about balance and awareness. Beyond medication interactions, changes in digestion can make certain foods problematic. Rich, greasy, or spicy foods that you once tolerated fine might now cause indigestion, heartburn, or discomfort. Some people find that their ability to absorb certain vitamins, like B12, decreases, necessitating dietary adjustments or supplements. There's also the potential for difficulty chewing or swallowing certain textures, increasing the risk of choking, which is a serious concern. Imagine enjoying a meal you've loved for years, only to experience unexpected side effects or discover it's interfering with crucial medication. The painful reality is that the fuel that nourishes us can, in certain circumstances, become something we need to approach with more caution. The secret here isn't about deprivation or drastically changing everything you eat, It's about being informed and making smart choices. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about any potential food interactions with your specific medications. They can provide you with a list of foods to be mindful of. Pay attention to how your body reacts to different foods and adjust your diet accordingly. Chewing your food slowly and thoroughly, especially meats and other challenging textures, can help prevent choking. Exploring new ways to prepare familiar foods, perhaps softer textures or less spice, can keep meals enjoyable and safe. It's about adapting your lifelong relationship with food to suit your body's current needs, ensuring that what you eat continues to support your health rather than inadvertently undermining it. Next, let's talk about something that represents freedom and independence for many of us driving. For decades, getting behind the wheel has been a routine part of life. Going to work, visiting family, running errands, heading out on adventures. It's a skill honed over years, feeling almost like second nature. But as we age, several factors can gradually impact our ability to drive as safely as we once did. Turning a routine activity into something with increased risk, changes in vision are a big one. Night vision can diminish. Glare from headlights or the sun can become more blinding. And conditions like cataracts or macular degeneration can affect peripheral vision or clarity. Reaction time can also slow down. That split-second decision needed to avoid a sudden obstacle or respond to changing traffic conditions might take a fraction longer. And that fraction can make a difference. Flexibility and range of motion can decrease, making it harder to quickly turn your head to check blind spots or comfortably maneuver the steering wheel. Medical conditions, like arthritis affecting joints, neuropathy causing numbness in the feet, or even conditions that cause sudden dizziness or confusion, can all impact driving ability. Add to this the potential side effects of medications, drowsiness, dizziness, blurred vision, and the complexity increases. Imagine being on a familiar road you've driven thousands of times, but suddenly struggling with the glare, misjudging a distance, or reacting a moment too late. The painful reality is that the very activity that keeps us connected and independent can become a source of significant risk, not just to ourselves, but to others. The secret isn't necessarily to hand over the keys the moment you turn 65. Many people drive safely well into their later years. The key is awareness, honesty, and proactive steps. Get your vision checked regularly and wear updated glasses if needed. Review your medications with your doctor to understand potential driving impairments. Consider taking a senior-focused driving course, which can refresh your skills and introduce defensive driving techniques tailored for older drivers. Be honest with yourself about your driving. Are you finding night driving difficult? Do you feel less confident in heavy traffic? Are family members expressing concerns? Pay attention to these signs. Explore alternative transportation options for times when driving is more challenging, whether it's public transport, ride-sharing services, or asking for rides from family and friends. Technologies like larger mirrors or adaptive equipment can also help. It's about making informed decisions, adapting as needed, and prioritizing safety, maintaining independence for as long as possible, but doing so responsibly. Finally, let's talk about something many of us are guilty of ignoring: minor aches, pains, or changes in our bodies. It's easy to brush things off as just getting old. A new twinge in your shoulder, must be arthritis. Feeling a bit more tired than usual. Well, I am retired. Maybe I just overdid it yesterday. Digestion a little off. Probably something I ate. For years. Maybe these minor things were just temporary nuisances that resolved on their own. But after 65, dismissing new or persistent symptoms can be dangerous because they can be early warning signs of serious conditions that are much more treatable when caught early. Things like heart disease, stroke, certain cancers, infections, or autoimmune disorders can present with seemingly vague symptoms: fatigue, unexplained weight loss or gain, changes in bowel or bladder habits, new or worsening pain, persistent cough, or even just feeling off. It's a painful reality that the body's signals, which we might have once ignored, now require careful attention. Dismissing a new, persistent headache could mean missing the early signs of a stroke. Attributing shortness of breath or fatigue solely to age might delay the diagnosis of heart failure. Ignoring a change in a mole could mean delaying skin cancer treatment. The secret here is incredibly simple, but requires a shift in mindset. Listen to your body and don't hesitate to speak up. You are the expert on your own body. If something feels new, different, or doesn't go away, it's worth mentioning to your doctor. It's far better to have something checked out and be told it's nothing serious than to wait and potentially miss a critical window for treatment. Keeping a simple journal of symptoms, when they started, how long they last, what makes them better or worse, can be very helpful when talking to your doctor. Be prepared to describe your symptoms clearly. Remember, doctors aren't mind readers, and sometimes what seems minor to you could be a significant clue to them. Advocate for yourself. If you feel like your concerns aren't being heard, don't be afraid to ask more questions or seek a second opinion. This isn't about becoming hypochondriacal. It's about being proactive and recognizing that your health at this age requires vigilance. Early detection truly can make a world of difference in outcomes for many conditions. Paying attention to those subtle signals is one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your health and well-being as you get older. So, we've talked about how some common things, grabbing an over-the-counter medication, simply standing up, enjoying certain foods, driving your car, and even just experiencing a new ache or pain, can require a little more attention and caution after the age of 65. It's not about stopping these activities or living in fear. Not at all. It's about recognizing that our bodies change, and with those changes come different considerations and potential risks. That seemingly harmless pill can have unexpected interactions. That quick movement can lead to a fall. Your favorite food might not mix well with your medication. Driving requires honest self-assessment and adaptation, and those little signals your body sends need to be heard and investigated. The painful reality is that ignoring these shifts can potentially lead to serious consequences, impacting our health, independence, and quality of life. But here's the truly encouraging part. The thing that I hope surprises you and gives you a powerful sense of control. Every single one of these potential dangers can be managed, mitigated, or even avoided entirely with awareness and proactive steps. You don't have to navigate this alone. Talking to your doctor and pharmacist is your greatest resource when it comes to medications and their interactions with food or other drugs. Making small adjustments to how you move, like pausing before standing, can prevent falls. Being mindful of your diet and chewing thoroughly can prevent digestive issues and choking risks. Being honest about your driving abilities and exploring alternatives ensures your safety and the safety of others. And most importantly, listening to your body and communicating with your healthcare providers about any new symptom empowers you to catch potential problems early when they are most treatable. This isn't about limitations. It's about empowerment through knowledge. It's about making informed choices that allow you to continue living a full, active, and vibrant life. These aren't secrets to be guarded, but insights to be shared. Understanding these changes isn't a burden. It's a gift that helps you age wisely and well. Remember, small changes in awareness and routine can make a tremendous difference in your health and happiness. Taking a moment to consider the potential impact of a medication, standing up just a little slower, being mindful of what you eat with your prescriptions, honestly assessing your driving, and promising yourself to mention any new symptom to your doctor. These are simple, actionable steps. You have the power to significantly reduce these risks and maintain your independence and well-being. Your experience and wisdom are invaluable assets, and by combining them with this awareness, you can truly live your best life at every age. I'd love to hear your thoughts or any experiences you've had related to these topics. Please share them in the comments below. Your insights could help others in our community. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more tips and information on living well as we get older. Thank you for watching. Keep embracing life and all its possibilities.